Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to take some time to talk with you all and help you better support your kids as we move in to starting multiplication. So, hello, bonjour, and hola to all of our families in third grade. I'm going to just walk through a couple slides with you guys and hopefully pass off some strategies that you can use at home as we move into this really exciting and long unit that they will use for the rest of their educational time. So, we're going to move in. If you want, you can do this with your child whenever you're viewing it. I will be sending the materials home with them to practice with you. Otherwise, you can just watch the video or you can follow along on a piece of paper, whatever you'd like. But it should be pretty simple today. So hopefully you feel really good. So we're going to talk about repeated addition. And repeated addition is one of the first skills that we review when we move into our multiplication unit. And repeated addition is when we add the same number over and over. So we call the same number, we call the number an add-in a lot through multiplication, but we're just adding that number over and over again so that they can build the skills to be able to multiply it. So as you can see on the screen here, we have all of these stars here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stars in each row and 1, 2, 3 stars for each column. If you just do 3 plus 3 plus 3, like if you keep going for all the columns, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, you'll get a total of 12 total stars. So that's just adding them over and over again until you get the total 12. But this skill should take them to be able to solve the multiplication problem at the bottom. 3 times 4. There are 3 columns. Sorry, there are 3 rows and 4 columns. So they should be able to quickly look at that. But our focus in the beginning is just being able to say, okay, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. So we're going to just practice that a little today. This should be a really quick video, but it will help you get started when you're working with your child. Okay, so the first problem we have here is just 4 backpacks. So we can see 4 backpacks, and I just need to fill in these boxes here to match the problem using repeated addition. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 backpacks. So I would say 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. 1 backpack, 1 backpack, 1 backpack, 1 backpack. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. I would then come down to the bottom and try to practice turning that repeated addition problem into a multiplication problem. So I know I have one whole group here. This whole group of backpacks is one whole group, and there are 4 backpacks inside of the group. So 1 times 4 equals 4 because there's 4 total backpacks. Okay. So the first one we started out pretty simple. We'll keep moving in, and there will be more items as we go. So our second problem, we can see there are 3 little bookworms here. So I would say 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, 1 bookworm, 1 bookworm, 1 bookworm. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. I would then come down to my multiplication problem, and I would show this is one whole group here times 3 bookworms inside of it. And my answer would be 1 times 3. There are 3 total bookworms. Okay, so just adding those 3 bookworms up. And my last problem that we're going to do today is counting up all these awesome notebooks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. There's 5 total notebooks here. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. It can be a bit redundant over and over again, but it just helps them build the skill, like I said, so that they can look at something and do a simple multiplication fact really fast, and it won't take them long to try to break it down and figure it out. So this is why we always start with repeated addition. So all these ones added up equal 5. And then I can jump down here to my multiplication problem. I have one total group times 5 books inside of my group equals a total of 5 books. Okay, so that can be one way to do this problem. Another way I could have done this problem is by counting the stars inside and using each notebook as a group. So that could be something that as they're getting better with multiplication, you could do. So I can actually clone this page and try that with you quickly. All right, I'm just going to erase everything I did on here. And we'll try a harder version of this problem. Just as they go, they won't always have multiplication problems with 1 in it. 1 is usually the easiest rule to remember as you're multiplying because anything times 1 equals itself. And as you could see in most of those problems, which was nice, but this will just be another way to do this problem because as we keep going on in the year, it's going to get a little harder. So I can look at each notebook and I would know that each notebook equals one group. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars inside of each notebook. So I could say 5 plus 5. I'm just counting the stars now. I'm focusing on those. Plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Okay, because there's 5 stars in each notebook. So I could count up all the stars, or they have learned skip counting. So this is where the skip counting strategy could come into play. So they could say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And they wouldn't have to spend all this time counting up those stars. So they can look at this repeated addition problem and just count by 5s and get a total of 25. The harder part is coming down to this multiplication problem. I know that if I circle all these notebooks, each notebook is a group. So I have a total of 5 groups here. And this would be more so when we get into equal group strategy, but it's still really good to look at this for repeated addition because it still is an important skill to get them started. But I have 5 notebooks here, which are 5 groups, times 5 stars in each group. And my total number of stars altogether is 25. Okay, so that was just a little bit of a harder version for you to do at home with your child, which I thought is super important for you guys to also see because it won't just always be multiplying by 1, like I said. So I want to just thank you guys. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be sending these materials home, like I said. I'll also put them on Schoology. But if you ever have any questions or concerns, or you just want to reach out and check in, I'd be more than happy to offer any additional support. Your child's success is so incredibly important for me, and this is a really hard skill that they need to learn throughout the year. And they will take it for the rest of their time in school, 4th grade, 5th grade. So we want to make sure we start them off strong and we have you all as partners at home. So thank you all for tuning in. It is greatly appreciated.